Hi, it's Artie from Brown Bear Herbs. I wanted to talk to you today about smoking and stress, or smoking because of stress. Um, all of our smoking blends can be used for to help with um, smoking for stress reasons, and so I'm just going to go through each of them and let you know what different kinds of stress that I think they could be helpful with. So first, I would say take it easy. That one is good if you're having withdrawal symptoms. You've been smoking tobacco and you're having withdrawal symptoms and you're trying to wean off the tobacco, the nicotine. So just for tobacco cessation, stress related to tobacco cessation, you can use Take It Easy. You can also use Take It Easy if you're having um, tension in your body or you have anxiety that goes more into your physical. You experience it more physically. Like if your shoulders are tense, your neck is tense, and then you're getting headaches from your neck, or even if it's not related to stress, but you're having headaches from neck tension, like you sleep funny on your pillow, or you've had a motor vehicle accident. Take It Easy is good for that. It has skullcap in it and catnip. Those are both muscle relaxing herbs, and skullcap is good for long-term stress of any kind. So, and a lot of people like Take It Easy to smoke before bed because it gets you out of your head. So if you've got a few too many thoughts and some body tension, then you could try Take It Easy, or you're trying to quit smoking tobacco. And I think, all the blends can be used for smoking cessation as well, but Take It Easy is better for if you're like pack a day where you're definitely, the nicotine is the biggest thing that's keeping you there. Because the other ones, some people just smoke like a cigarette here or there during the week, or just when they're drinking or something like that. So they might not need that nicotine help as much as somebody who's smoking all day long. Okay, then gentle and protective. This one's good for people who are overly, or like very sensitive to the energies in their environment, and they're feeling emotionally overwhelmed. So if you are having one of those days when you're just like, the emotions are flooding and I'm starting to feel overwhelmed, then you could try a gentle and protective. I used that a few years ago when I was having a lot of stress, going through divorce, and that was really helpful. And even the worst times, I would smoke like one or two a day. So if you're not somebody who's smoking all the time, you're not gonna, it's medicinal, and it's not like you need the medicine and then it's gonna wear off. Like, it should last a little bit longer than that. I mean, it will wear off, but it's just different. It's not like intended to get you high and then have you crash. It's intended to kind of balance you out. So I love gentle and protective. It has lavender, mullein, and raspberry leaf in it, and those are all soothing to your energy field and protective. Like they've been used historically for protection from energy. And lavender smells really good, and it's different than it's different because you're burning it. It has a different smell to it, but yeah, it's really pleasant, even burned firsthand or secondhand. I love it. And then sexy smokes. This one is primarily like aphrodisiac, but I want people to have like really healthy sex. So to me, that's not just about wearing protection or making sure you've informed each other of things that would affect your feelings. But if people have trauma, hibiscus and blackberry leaf are both in there, and they help kind of ground and clear out some of trauma in the pelvis. And then rose is in there, and rose is helpful for like making sure your heart is part of the equation when you're making those decisions about how you want to use your sexual energy. And you can use sexy smokes by yourself or with other people. And this aphrodisiac properties vary quite a bit from sometimes if you're really stressed out, it might just take you from like the stress zone to cuddle zone, or depending on your hormonal cycle. But other people can have a very strong reaction to sexy smoke. So if you don't experience it, it may be related a bit to your hormonal cycle, or but it also could just be your body is responding to it differently than other people, because I have seen people where they were just like, whoa, what did I just do to myself, and how am I gonna deal with how I'm feeling? So but it's a fun one, and it does tend to make people feel grounded, which is always helpful if there's been trauma and that affects your sexuality. So true to you, that is, if you have social anxiety, this is a social smoke. If you have social anxiety that like you are around other people and you think they're so cool, you don't know what to do, so you smoke, or you don't know how to interact, so you smoke, or you're drinking, or you tend to look for substances to make you feel better, so you drink or do other drugs and then you smoke, then True to You has herbs in it, Yerba Santa, California Poppy, and Violet. Those are all good for drug use and anxiety about socializing, different kinds. So I feel like no matter what kind of social anxiety you have, there's probably one herb in there that's going to help you. And you don't have to be a smoker to smoke it, and you don't have to be participating in drugs to smoke it. But if you have those like impulses inside of you where you're like, maybe you're sober and you haven't drank in a long time, but you get that craving, then you could try a True to You. And you can try it as a tea too. If you don't want to smoke, that's fine. But even smoking it should not make you crave tobacco cigarettes, as long as you want a cigarette and not have a True to You on hand, and then you do that for your own reasons. But yeah, True to You is amazing if you have any of those urges to smoke socially, drink, do drugs, and you want to moderate one of those. So you might not really care about moderating your drinking, but you want to moderate the cigarette smoking, because some people, they only smoke when they're drinking, and they'll tell me that they smoke like a pack in a night, and that's not good for you. It's like you get hungover from the tobacco as well as the alcohol, like a different hangover. So, but it's addressing the tendency towards looking for substances to deal with your feelings, but it's also dealing with the social aspect of it. So if that's where the anxiety and stress is coming from, True to You is your friend. And it helps you be true to you and not worry about that stuff so much, and just relax and have fun, and people will see you as who you are in like a positive way. You'll feel more comfortable about who you are. And then Clear Mind, that's really centering. I think of it kind of like, it gives me a little bit of feeling like after yoga or after meditation, just like very still comparatively and calm. So if you got a lot of mental agitation, you could try the Clear Mind, especially if it's like your mental activity is interfering with your ability to work or be creative, or you need to be creative all day long, and you just really need help focusing your mind to like get the writing or other kind of creative activity done. It's really helpful for that. So very peaceful and centering. So those are there are 5 main smoking blends, and we also have Guerrilla Puffs, Lady Luck, and Astral and Body. Astral and Body, I would say that's good if you are sensitive to the moon energy, like there's a full moon or something like that, and you smoke an Astral. I find it really calming, and then like kind of grounding, and like you can deal with that energy that's out there, because sometimes it can get a little intense, and they always say like the ERs fill up with wacky people on full moons and stuff like that, so it's real. And then Lady Luck, that's some lucky herbs, so that'd be like a hoping that things kind of improve in different ways in your life. And then Guerrilla Puffs, like if you're feeling political stress, like or like mass hysteria about the virus, like we just had fires, and it's like we got coronavirus, we got the areas on fire. People are having to evacuate their homes, and like I have my own personal stress in my life, and it's like, and then like a lot of people, the virus is not just causing them to be isolated, it's also affecting their financial situation. So whenever there's like mass hysteria, whether it's political or otherwise, the Guerrilla Puffs herbs are there to help you kind of not shut down because it's so overwhelming, and then to be able to actually actively participate in dealing with the problem. So that could be like political protesting, or pitching in with the problem, just somehow engaging. So if you're feeling stressed from like the lots of things going on in the world that are negative or scary, then you might consider whether it's like emotional overwhelm, which would be more like the gentle and protective, versus like the kind of the mass hysteria, kind of like just like inundated with like kind of fear consciousness, and wanting to like a lot of people get inundated with that from the media, etc., and just like day-to-day life, you can't live your normal life, and then they don't feel like they can deal with it. They don't feel like they can, at a certain point, it just kind of maxes them out. So if you're feeling maxed out from the like outside events, and you still want to, you really want to be engaged, Guerrilla Puffs. If you're feeling overwhelmed emotionally by all that stuff going on and you just kind of feel like you're going to puddle, then gentle and protective. And you might try both. You might be like, first I need a gentle and protective, and then we'll see about Guerrilla Puffs. So what a wacky world we're living in right now. I really hope that we take a turn for the better. Anyway, so if you're having stress, hopefully those herbs can help. And then I do have some teas that are good for stress too. Mother's Little Helper is good for mamas, of course, and long-term caregivers of any kind, male or female, non-binary. And it helps kind of restore your balance and calm you down, but keeping your mind sharp so that you can still do your, instead of just like Valerian or Ativan or something like that, or Valium, it, instead of just like, dulling you, it has rosemary in there to keep your mind sharp. So I really like that one for stress. I'm trying to think if there's another tea that is particularly good for stress. I think those are my, the Sweet Dreams tea is good for kids' stress, nightmares, and just generally mildly calming. So if you have a kid or you feel like you fit that description anyways, then that's a good one. So yeah, and I have a few tinctures too. You can check those out. But I hope you're getting through these times, and also think about doing meditation and pranayama. I've got some videos on that, or links to video, or on my different lists. There's some meditation instruction, both from me and from my spiritual teacher, and I will say that's helped me the most. But sometimes you even need a little help before you can really feel like you can be calm enough to sit down and do those things. Anyway, have a good day.